Chloe, and in honor of Women's History Month, we're recognizing the contributions of one of the Valley's most accomplished residents and aviators, Jacqueline Cochran. Tonight, Steve Sumrall recounts how her efforts during World War II made her an American hero.
When the United States entered World War II, Jackie was confronted with a new set of challenges. Being an experienced aviator, not only was she willing to serve her country, she was willing to train others to do the same.
What she was proposing was a program that she had witnessed when she had gone to England in the 1939 and 1940 era before we got involved in the war. And she observed a program over there where they had trained women to fly and relieve some of the men from the ferry, what we call the ferry command, moving airplanes around in England so that the men could fly the bombing and fighter missions.
Jackie was able to convince the military to allow her to set up a training program for women in Sweetwater, Texas. That was how the Women's Air Force Service Pilots, or WASP, program was born. So a call went out to able-bodied young women from across the country who wanted to fly. One of those women was Ms. Peggy Parker of Portland, Oregon. Peggy received a recruitment letter signed by Jackie, which is on display at the Palm Springs Air Museum. It reads as follows:
You are tentatively assigned to enter training on the 4th of October, 1943. When your papers are in order and you have successfully passed your medical examination, you will receive official instructions when and where to report. Yours very truly, Jacqueline Cochran, Director of Women Pilots.
She trained over 1,100 women pilots to fly fighters and bombers.
The ladies would ferry the aircraft from their point of production to where they would be needed. They would also transport much-needed cargo.
I'm very happy that we've trained 1,000 women to fly the Army way. I think it is going to mean more to aviation than anyone realizes.
The WASP period of operation was from August 1943 to December 1944. During that time, they had flown over 60 million miles, freeing up the male pilots to fly combat missions as well as other duties. Out of the 1,100 pilots trained, 38 lost their lives, and one, Gertrude Tompkins, disappeared while on a ferry mission, never to be seen again.
The Women's Air Service pilots have gone down in history as one of the great moves in the military that allowed many pilots to go into combat and probably shorten the war, particularly in Europe, by months.
The war would eventually end, but Jackie was not through exploring the skies. She continued to set numerous records, and on May 18, 1953, with the encouragement of her lifelong friend Chuck Yeager, Jackie Cochran became the first woman to break the sound barrier.
It was one of those efforts that would promote women as competent pilots, and it was just something she felt it was necessary to do to prove that they had the same ability as men.
2, 1, liftoff. We have a liftoff.
And when America shot for the moon,
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
It was Jackie Cochran who helped us get there. NASA was more than happy to benefit from her expertise.
Having flown faster than the speed of sound, she knew about the G-forces and all of those kinds of things, the stresses on the individual, and she was very instrumental in helping the early astronauts train for that kind of experience.
Of course, the inclusion of female astronauts in the space program did not exist during that time, but it was a cause that Jackie championed.
I do think today's female astronauts stand on her shoulders because she was a pioneer for women in aviation.
Jacqueline Cochran died on August 9, 1980, at her home in Indio. The thermal airport, which she regularly utilized throughout her career, was renamed the Jacqueline Cochran Regional Airport in her honor. On July 1, 2009, President Barack Obama and the United States Congress awarded to the WASP the Congressional Gold Medal. 3 of the WASP, out of what were at the time approximately 300 members, were on hand to witness the event. This was the legacy of Jacqueline Cochran, an American institution and a proud part of our desert past. Steve Sumrall, NBC Palm Springs, News First.